I'm trying to be. I think we got it back. All right, we had a little issue there. But what were we talking about there, Andrew? Where did we leave off? Can you even remember correctly?
I think I'm trying to think where we were at on the conversation. I think we were at Saturday going to the T-shirt trailer doing.
Oh yeah,
and then Sunday morning, getting home, and I was like, said to those guys, I said, man, I said this is getting to be a really fishy and shady situation. I was like, something that we just didn't want to be a part of. And I was like, let's just unload my stuff at the house. So unloaded the car, unloaded everything of mine. And, of course, Ron was like, where's my shocks and the fire suppression bottle and whatnot that was still in the car. But after 3 days, so what I did.
We were up for 29 hours.
I was up since Friday. I didn't really sleep Friday night knowing that Ron was going. Tyler was unpaid. My car was now used, and it was an uncertainty of if I was even going to get paid. There's just a lot of unpaid bills there, and using money coming in from T-shirts and using Speed Week sponsorship that should have went into the car and using that to pay your bills. It's just not the way to go about things.
But how does the car owner make money if it's not like skimming from the sponsorships?
Well, he wasn't really the car owner. Andrew was the car owner.
No, I wasn't. Technically, I owned the car. But I'm not the car owner.
Your rig, it was
Motorsports. Yeah, well, if you think about it, yeah.
Stricker's trailer and their mule.
I even got, so Ron's in an agreement with Streaker Racing, getting the trailer and the mule.
Okay, this has to do with the trailer, correct? The trailer that is his, according to the post. What was about his post that was wrong? Is this one of them?
Yes, the trailer is not his. It's not in his name. It's registered to the Streaker Brothers. It's their plate. And because we actually got talking about that on the ride out there to Eldora. They rode out with us. They rode home Friday with Ron to go. That way they could go to Port Royal and work on a car that their motor was in. Chance Hendershot, an upcoming driver who's actually pretty hot behind the wheel. So they wanted to be there to help him out. And, I said to him, what are we going to do about tolls? We don't have an Easy Pass here. And he goes, well, I guess I'll get them. Because the trailer's in their name, and Ron's on a payment agreement with them. And anyway, that situation came up Speed Week. That was another debacle. They came up to me on Speed Week and said that they were repoing the trailer at Williams Grove.
Well, hold on. What do you mean? You mean Friday of PA Speed Week? They're repoing the trailer?
Yeah, the Friday of PA Speed Week.
Why are they repoing it? Why?
It was the deal is if you get 2 payments behind, it's gone. They're coming and taking it back.
Are these payments, for people who don't know it, are these payments monthly for something like this, or is it based on the agreement?
Their deal is monthly and to be paid in full by March of 2026.
So you're saying that he was 2 months behind on this how much money agreement? I mean, I don't know if you know, but the trailers can't be cheap.
He gave him a really good deal on the trailer and mule.
Plus the mule. And all the tools in the mule.
And all the tools in the mule, yeah. They actually really hooked him up with that. And, anyway, Ron was able to take care of them a little bit the following week. But then they kept texting me all week when I was trying to get ready for Eldora. And kept texting me saying, did Ron pay you? Did Ron pay you? Did Ron pay you? Because they still weren't paid. And that's when I found out the steering and the tail tank on the car and some of the wheels that we were actually racing weren't Ron's. They were Streakers. And they were unpaid for. They actually, right after Speed Week ended at Sunday at Death Valley, they came up Monday and took the steering out of the rat bag car, the pump out of the rat bag car. They took the wheels, and I think that was it that they took that day. But I know they're still waiting to get paid because they've been hounding me about it, and that's how it was throughout the whole deal. Is people calling me and asking for payment.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah.
Why are they? Why are they coming to you? Why are they? Hold on. The people that Ron apparently is owing this money. Why are they coming to you?
Basically, I mean, Ron's been known around the racing community in Central PA, and just for not paying is just trying to basically not paying his bills. So, the people calling me, one person saying he's behind on this, behind on that, and, he owes money to this person, owes money to that person. I mean, even when I took the motor over to an engine builder that I use, Ron uses Danny at DMY, and then Danny was with us every day telling me that he hasn't been paid, and he wasn't releasing the motor till he got paid, which is the motor that we should have been running Speed Week. That actually has a little bit of horsepower, close to 900, which still isn't nothing.
Is that the one that went into his kid's car at Path and y'all took to Eldora? Is that the same motor you're just...
Yes, that's the same motor. Now they were...
Now that's obviously his because he got the cops to return his motor, he says.
Yeah, so those negotiations had nothing to do with me, and that's what I was telling you as your phone died.
Right.
That all went through other people, and that's what I said. As soon as things started to get out of hand and out of shape and shady, I was like, look, I'm pulling out of this deal. I'm grabbing my things, which, I could sit here and name, damn near everything we probably used, there was someone else's,
Well,
except for the motor wasn't.
The thing that's gasping me, I guess, is that you got these streakers, they're called. What are they called? Who is these people?
Streaker Racing, George Streaker and Harl Streaker.
They're in your pit area at Williams Grove on Friday to repo the trailer in the pit area. They're telling you they're taking it home from the races that night. Is that basically what they're saying, or they
actually contacted me during the day, and I said, look, guys, I said, we're trying to finish this Speed Week. I said, Ron's going to take care of you. I was like, one way or another, whether he's using Tyler's T-shirt profits or our donations to help the team, either way, he's going to take care of them. He's known in the racing world for eventually paying. It might take a couple years, or a year or two to get paid, but he eventually does pay. Some people, he never pays, but he does his best to try to run his team correct. But I mean, the praise that I've gotten just in the past few days in the racing community and the people I've talked to for even doing this with you tonight, is just insane.
No, that I mean, yeah, I understand that. That's fine. I know it's a shame we're here to begin with. I think that's what my post was about. Execution's huge, especially when you're running such a big team. I mean,
I think we did a lot with what little we had. As I started building the car, I was asking for things. I was like, we need this, we need that, we need this, And if he didn't get it or go get it, I'd be like, look, I got it. I can sell it to you. We started a tab. I do a lot of buy, sell, and trading on race car parts all over the country. I do buyouts. I list them online and I ship them out. I sell to a lot of local teams. And, like I said, so I was like, look, I'll bring the stuff over. We got the car, the wrap bag car together, and we did the Speed Week deal. But, I didn't get paid until a couple of days after Speed Week ended. So I was a little,
So wait. You got paid for the car y'all were going to use and all that? You got paid for everything? Speed Week, the car?
No. The original invoice was for a little under $7,000, and that was for a brand new rear. He showed up with a rear. He's like, I just got this from Macri, and that rear was clapped out. I mean, everything, he said they told him it was fresh, but, regardless,
is that Macri's fault? Hold on, is that Macri's fault?
No, you can't blame them.
Right.
You know
so
what I mean?
You
can't blame them. He bought a used rear.
Right.
He could have been buffaloing me. He could have been just fibbing to me saying it was fresh, but hold
on, let me ask you something. I know the Macri's pretty good. Do you think Macri's going to hold on? Do you think Macri is going to sell somebody a fresh rear end and sell it as fresh if it ain't?
No, I don't think they would do that, but I don't think that's what I mean. If I didn't go pick it up, how can I verify that? You see what I'm saying?
Right, just like some other. I'm just saying, just like some other claims that are being made. Hey, this is how much you're getting. This is how much you're getting. This is a fresh rear end. It sounds like there's some gray areas happening that aren't adding up.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess from the beginning. I mean, we were there. We were trying to get the car ready for BAPS for that practice, the Wednesday before Williams Grove started. We would have made it. We'd have been a little late, but, trying to build the car Tuesday and Wednesday and then go practice Wednesday, we had all hands on deck. And it's a good thing that we didn't go race because we just weren't prepared then. We were pretty prepared to run Williams Grove and end up running it raining out. But it's a lot to do. I mean, the guys spend all winter. They spend all their downtime, when they're off racing, getting these teams prepared and all the equipment ready. And for us to throw together, a deal like that in such a short amount of time, I mean, I think we did all right. But then being down on power with the motor, that didn't help. And then finding out, the twisted chassis, I thought, the chassis worked pretty well. but it wasn't reacting the way Tyler liked it, and that, you know, that could be track, that could be motor, that could be, you know, me. I'm not saying I'm not to blame, you know.
Right. Well, it's just interesting that you say that a trailer's getting repoed 2 months in advance. You know, Tommy was just yelling a minute ago about how he thinks, you know, Ron paid all this and paid all that with, you know, on the name of Tyler Walker. That's what Tommy was screaming. I'm sure he may want to scream some more. That's fine, Tommy. Nothing wrong with what you're saying. That's good.
Oh.
But what I mean by that, hold on.
Yeah, let him talk.
I was just saying, it sounds like if you're 2 months behind on a trailer and you made a statement 7 months or 7,000 behind on a shop rental, you're trying to find something that's going to save the day. You know, a lot of people saw Ron as taking this Tyler Walker deal on as a gracious thing, as let's make it great, helping somebody in need. But it sounds like Ron Rutherford was probably in more need than even Tyler Walker. If this is the amount of money that was being in debt, you know.
Yeah. Well, before the whole deal started, I had and another local team owner.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Sorry, I was reading something.
Don't read. You can't read. Just think and talk. Don't read nothing.
I know.
Turn the phone down. I got my phone down too. You think Ron's not calling me and everybody's calling me? Oh, trust me. Turn the phone down and just speak.
Can you hear me?
Oh, no. What is this?
Let me just say real quick that I enjoy being behind the scenes, but what I will not do is sit here and allow Ron and his, unfortunately, children who are commenting, showing themselves how young and immature they truly are.
This is Liv. This is the header girl. You're the header girl.
It doesn't matter who it is. There's not a lot of women voices around here, although sometimes I feel like all of you are acting like fucking females.
Okay.
But I won't be called a drunk. I won't let my partner be called, yeah. We are, Andrew and I personally, we're probably the most sober people the entire last 3 weeks. I did not see any of, not Ron, not Bree, especially since she wants to be the one who's doing all of the commenting.
For us to clean the damn trail.
Yeah, nobody did anything except for us, okay? We spent many nights, sleepless nights, pulling all-nighters, getting their shit together. Do not sit there and comment and say, oh, how many drinks have you guys had? Or, oh, how we were high the whole week. I don't smoke. You know, what we do on our own time is our business, but when it comes to racing,
but that shouldn't matter.
We are serious, we show up, we work hard, we get shit done. Results or not, we put in the same amount of effort. So I won't sit here and be bashed and badmouthed by a 15-year-old girl who thinks she knows everything. You know, it's just not cool. Like, I'll stand for Andrew's name. It's my reputation as well. Him and I go hand in hand. And, when people come for us, I'm going to put it right back at them. So I tried to stay out of it. I tried to hold my tongue as far as I can. I don't appreciate how all of this went down. I feel bad, frankly, for everybody involved. It's a shitty situation all around. And promises were made and things were fucking said that, didn't follow through. And it is what it is. Like, I don't agree with this broadcast. Sorry, Chaz. I know you're all about exposing people and wanting, people to know the truth. But frankly, in the sprint car world, your business is your business. Stay off social media, handle shit like grown men. You don't have to be.
Well, hold on. And that was hey, hold on. That was my goal from the beginning. I didn't make no posts. I didn't make no big.
I'm not saying
Ron, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna let one. I understand, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna sit here and watch people like you who are busting your ass and Andrew killing himself and Tommy kill himself and Tyler Walker trying to come back and see a post like that and at least not try to offer the same side to be told. It's not right in my opinion. So I understand you don't agree with the broadcast.
If you're on social media to say your side of the story to whoever is out there, then those are the wrong people that you're trying to answer to.
Yeah, I didn't need to post or do anything when you do nothing.
Well, it's very important I do think it is important what people think. I do. And Ron has his platform with his side, and I'm simply trying to supply the other side.
His publicity is that he's an ego trip person. You know, he likes a big ego. He's been trying to call all my friends that call me as soon as he stops calling him. He tried to play us all against each other yesterday. He recorded all the conversations yesterday and videos. And, you know, at the end of the day, I should have just held on to the trailer. I should have put it in the impound lot until he paid his tow bill to Eldora and back. And I should have kept all the contents in the trailer locked up, and then no one could have raced. Not his boy, not his son, not his daughter, even though she kicked the boy's ass when they went go-kart racing, while we're killing ourselves in the shop.
Yeah, we were all.
And we don't even have the supplies we need to race. So, I mean, you know, I was trying to be nice about this. You know, I really was. But, you know, when they're going to comment and say things and text us and start controversy, then you know, I'm going to throw them under the bus. You know, that's the problem. You know, I try to stay professional.
Well, I mean, nothing negative against Liz, and I understand the perspective, but that's what I'm trying to do here, is not let y'all get run. Y'all are under the bus, and I'm like, hold on, we got to pull these guys from up under the bus, and at least let them say why they just got fucking thrown under it.
All right, but hold on, Chaz. Let me say something real quick. It's Brian, by the way. So I've known Andrew for probably 5 or 6 years, you know, probably a little bit longer than that. I mean, he knew my grandparents, you know, like, holy shit, when he was probably 13 years old. So I've known Andrew that long. I've tried to get Andrew to go down to the bar with me, have a few drinks, sit down, you know, and this bullshit.
Yeah, that's a complete lie.
Since I've known him, but hold on now. Since I've known him, I've never even drank a beer with him.
No, I never saw Andrew drink a beer or anything personally.
No, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Who's the man hitting up my fucking ex-girlfriend, you know, on Saturday night? Because here's where shit gets fucking real. It's bro code now, motherfucker. Who's the man hitting up my fucking ex-girlfriend? Hey, come out for fucking drink. Or how about this? We show up to the fucking bar, his jaw drops, and he's sitting there with my other buddy's ex-girlfriend. Dude, you're a fucking dog. Ain't you with Ange, bro? Where's Ange? Oh, wait, you said you broke up with Ange 3 years ago. The fuck are we talking about?
Who are you talking about? Who are you
Ron
yelling?
Rutherford.
And dick pics.
Ron Rutherford's doing this shit. Where's Ange at now?
Okay.
It's all a fucking show. You go out on the road. Why you got a prescription of Hims in your fucking bag, bro? Get out of here. That's all I'm gonna say. Have a good fucking night. I let shit fucking out. Now you can come to my fucking house.
I know. Ron called everyone telling they was going to find Brian and beat his ass.
Let's fucking go. 1291 Valley Road.
But you know what? Tuesday before we left for Eldora, I called him out on the $26,000. He was in debt with me then, and he cowered like a little bitch. So, you know, I called him out at the shop. Even his tenants laughed at him. They think he's big ego. He thinks he's better than what he is. Most people in the racing world see him for what he is and don't even associate with him. Like I said, engine builders won't work with him. The man never owned a new chassis. You can't even count this car I brought to his team because he didn't pay for that. So, you know, at the end of the day, he can't afford to race 410 sprint cars. He's been able to do it from these fake fundraisers. You know, I've gotten probably 150 to 200 calls, not 8 calls like Tommy, 150 to 200 because I do know a lot of people. It's not what you know, it's who you know in the sprint car world and the racing world. And they all said the same thing. Is the Sherry Hodnett incident going to come up? Is the Rick Heckard's grandson incident going to come up? There's a few other drivers that he did fundraisers for where all these donations and all this collectibles and wing panels were donated and half the tail tanks and auctioned off, and then people were saying they didn't get the items, so, basically.
Why do people want me back in the comments? Because I tell the fucking truth?
Hold on. You're saying is all this stuff that is, here's the deal, and this is what I think what I am helping, and you, and this is even for you, Andrew, or all of y'all there. You're basically I don't know who's talking. You're basically getting verification that y'all are not the first victims of this scenario. Is that basically what you're saying? There's all these other things that people are saying to you, like, is all the victims going to come up in this scenario? Sorry, I don't know who's talking, but
no, we're listening. We can hear you.
Well, yeah. I mean, when y'all talk, I was just saying, are y'all basically learning that y'all like in the line? And you asked me while we were down, with the show and how my phone just lost internet. But you asked me, he's like, what's your go with this? And I said, really just to give y'all, a side to tell your story like I just told Liv. But at the end of the day, knowing that you are down this line of, being a victim of this type of thing, do you think that your goal to come on here, because this is a risk for you, Andrew, this is a risk, Liv's not as supportive of it. That's what I mean. Is your goal on coming on here and taking this risk to try to stop what you see as being a reoccurring thing, that now that you're learning that you're, 10th in line?
Yeah, I should have listened to the people. I had so many people calling me and telling me not to even help them, not to go there, not to do this, and I did it out of the kindness of my heart. I was on the phone earlier with a really good friend talking about it, and just saying, I don't really want to go on the show because I just don't want to over-escalate anything or put anything out there, that should be kept within the shop or within the team's doors. But when you publicly blast people and publicly blast the team and then try to turn everyone against each other, then honestly, you deserve it. I mean, you did it to yourself. You use credit, like Ron uses the credit down at Dietrich's and then settles up when he gets cash. Well, he probably gets the cash from, not probably. How do you have no money being out in Vegas, coming home and unsure how you're going to do a deal? And then all of a sudden at the end of Speed Week, everyone gets paid when sponsorship money was coming in and the donations, and a lot of people are
and you're saying the Hodnett deal, and you're saying these other deals, and you're saying this is kind of like a reoccurring thing with how he's done things, and that you're learning. This is what happens, and you're saying the reason you're on here is to try to get that cycle to. You're trying to get that cycle to stop.
Yes, he should have just stayed a sponsor. I used to hate the man personally. I mean, I'm sure he's listening, but I used to hate him. He actually did it to a very good friend of mine and he was actually willing to come on the show tonight, but I don't feel like bothering him, calling him now that it's midnight. But the owner, Scott, the owner of H&S Motors on Cameron Street in Harrisburg, good guy, bit of a temper. He loves to go to the races, but he donated a shirt that was very dear to him, was in a case. It was a shirt signed by a bunch of drivers at Williams Grove one night, probably in the early 2000s, give or take. And it had Hodnett's autograph on it. Well, he gave the shirt and he gave a minimum amount that he wanted for the shirt as like a bid. Well, he ended up winning the bid and he never got the shirt or the money. So that was just one incident I heard about. And I could probably text 2 or 3 other people right now to have them call in. But I mean, my intentions on coming in here wasn't to fully blast Ron. I just wanted to get our side out that, we were unprepared. We were asking for things we didn't get, but yet people were like, well, I donated this, I gave this, money was coming in, and it wasn't going to the appropriate places. It was going to the man's businesses. His pizza business was failing. He tells people he owns his house, he rents his house, he's behind on the rent on his house. He was $7,000 behind on his shop rent. I have the landlord telling me that he's about to get evicted there, and then all of a sudden, boom, a bunch of T-shirts sell, and sponsorship comes in, and all of a sudden rent's paid, but here it is. And he's 5-6 days later already. And then to verify the shirts, he advertised them as 100% proceeds go to Tyler, and it's been different numbers the whole time. Well, I verified with the shirt company that it was $10 a shirt, and there was 800 shirts produced. Well, if you do the math, $30 a shirt, 800 shirts. So, and Tyler has not received the full payment on that either.
Who has the remaining shirts right now? Because there's a lot of online orders.
Yeah, okay. They're not being fulfilled.
Well, you do the simple math. 800 shirts at $30 a shirt, $24,000, and they were $10 a shirt to produce. So, that's $8,000. That leaves $16,000, and Tyler's only received around $10,000 towards the shirts. So he was shorted on the shirt money, and then the main reason I'm bringing that up is the fact that he literally, the man posted earlier today, Ron Rutherford, that's what we're talking about right now, posted earlier today that shirts were $13 a piece, and he was square with Tyler and this and that.
That's bullshit.
And he's just bullshitting people to try to save his own ass from just running a piss poor operation. And I did what I could do with even bringing like my specialty tools, bringing a brand new car to the team. It was supposed to be at least $10,000 paid before we left for Eldora. That wasn't paid, and that's what really upset me and led to an incident at the shop Tuesday before we even left.
Yeah.
It takes a good bit to get me worked up, but I was
about to kick his ass.
So And, he, like I said, he cowered back, and apologized and actually, took some wheels we needed and a couple other things, an engine blanket out of the trailer that we needed for our Eldora. And that's what I mean. We didn't even have a gear change pan.
Nope.
We had to make one out of a gallon jug and cut it in half. It's just like, how are you going to put us in that predicament? But we know why he did. Like he said, and I see it from his perspective, but then if that's your perspective, then don't do a deal like this. Don't do a big sponsorship deal and go to one of the biggest crown jewel races in sprint cars and then make us work harder than we need to and not be prepared for it. What was said is his sons come first.
What do you mean? I have unfortunately heard this rumor while I was over there. A lot of people said he's using Tyler Walker to build his son a 410 sprint car team. That was a rumor. I'm not saying that's facts, but is that what it comes across as, even to you?
Yeah, that's sort of what I think the end goal was here. Originally it was to put Tyler in the car, find him, show what he can still do, put a nice piece together, and get him a better ride. Which this ultimately resulted in that, and I believe he has a few different ride offers, so that's cool. But once we got finished with Speed Week, Ron's chanting how we're going to do everything we can to keep Walker in the car. Well, money must have been pretty nice till you paid your bills. That's when I finally got paid, and then the owner of his shop finally got paid, and a few other things got paid. And then obviously the money was out the door. There's no more Speed Week money coming in. He's just living off the shirt money. And, I'm sure pizzas making decent money, but they're not going to fund a 410 operation. I'll tell you that. I know what it takes to run a 410 operation. I've done it, and it's a lot of money. I mean, it'll make a man go broke. It'll, make you or break it.
Well, obviously, I mean, even if Ron did need money and this was the idea of doing it, or to fund Tyler's deal, obviously he couldn't just fund Tyler's, Rutherford's, that is, 410 operation if he had money or bills to pay, right? So, I mean, that money went there too. It didn't
before the Speed Week deal kicked off, he was losing everything. The man was losing everything, crying to one of his best friends out in Vegas how he wasn't going to be able to do it, and he doesn't have the money for this. And Pepsi came and took all the drinks out of his cooler at the pizza shop, and Cisco or whoever the distribution company is came and took all the silverware and napkins, and the meat place closed his account, and now he's got to go to a local meat market to buy his meat for his pizza shop, and and they make him pay cash upon leaving, So it's like all these people are telling me all these things, and I guess I just should have listened.
Yeah.
So I mean, even heck, the third day of being there was probably about 10 to 15 local racers, all part, and some local crew chiefs, all part of a Snapchat group chat, and they were literally all talking shit, and they were all texting me, talking shit on Ron, and they were all texting me, and how, making sure I was all right, and if I was going to get paid, and just let me know, watch out, he owes a lot of money, so.
Yeah, but you just try to be lighthearted about it. I did too. I have a history with Ron. I'm probably kind of similar to you. Never really had personally any issues. I thought it was great what he was doing for Tyler. I wanted to support it for Tyler more than Ron. But I had a history with Ron as well, and when I'm driving out for PA Speed Week, I have a reputable guy that doesn't get along with Ron, and I call him. I'm like, why do you and Ron not get along? I just don't understand it. And he's like, he owes a lot of, he said to me, he owes a lot of people money and he doesn't pay his bills.
And
that's what I heard. It sounds like a very similar story, honestly.
Yeah, and then people just trying to warn you to watch out and make sure you don't get taken advantage of, and make sure that you don't get too deep and get upset. So
right.
Hey, Chaz, didn't you have free tickets for PA Speed Weeks from Ron? What happened with that?
Well, I was trying to come out there. I texted Ron. I said, hey, I think it'd be really cool for me to be out there. Tyler was trying to get me out there because Tyler feels, and I mean, maybe I'm endued or indebted to this, but Tyler feels like I was like the first guy or only guy to talk about him when he was making his videos.
Publicly. Back in the day.
Over a year ago, I believe it was.
Yeah, over a year and a half ago.
And this whole deal happened randomly. We apparently pulled a guy's gun out of his mouth over our first conversation. We saved a life. And I wanted to be out there for it. And Ron did say, I was like, I don't have nowhere to stay. I don't know how I'm going to get in. He said, well, I'll help you out with some pit passes, and we'll find somewhere for you to stay. I almost want to read the text so I don't get it completely wrong, but that was the gist of it. I got to Lincoln at like 10 o'clock. Y'all are just ran the B main. I watched it on the hill. I didn't go in for the A main. Apparently, Ron did have a pit pass for me there. But for the rest of the week, I did not receive a pit pass from Ron Rutherford, even though I hinted / asked for if he had any passes at some of the events that we were going to. But one of his sponsors, another sponsor, not just you, Tommy, who seems to be a hell of a guy over there, Kiefer, he did pay for my pit pass one day. So I didn't get ramrodded all the way. No reference to the Aussies van that we drank in the other day. But yeah, that when I started seeing that and then mixed in, I was there with y'all, the team, every day. I was seeing some stuff. That's kind of why I put in my post. I was like, because here's the problem. You can be ego or non-ego or post guy or not post guy, but the moment that what you say doesn't line up with what you do, you can't be the leader.
All
period.
Right. Well,
You
here's
can't
what I'm going to
you
tell
can't be a leader and then once you tell somebody one thing and you tell another person another, and then I go ask them what was told to me and told to you, because we're not all stupid. And we're getting 5 stories from 3 different segments of management from the leader. That's going to cause a fuck up.
Chaz, you know me good enough. You know me good enough for the past 5 weeks. 99.99% of the time I said I'm going to do something, it gets done.
You're a real motherfucker, Tommy. Hey, I'm on the show with you
and
right now,
you
and Andrew, because they're real.
Brian. If something needs done, it gets fucking done.
And that's exactly what I did. Andrew needed me to do gears and fuel.
These guys can vouch for me, and I'll vouch for them 100%, and we're 110% behind Tyler Walker. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. These motherfuckers out there talking shit, we're behind Tyler Walker 110%. We'll go where
Do we need to get Tyler on the show to say that?
We're all this. He'll be on Charlie.
He knows.
He said to call him when we're getting about wrapped
Y'all
up.
were wanting. He wants to call in.
in.
You told me he wanted to call in and support y'all. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, this would be the time since Tommy's bringing it up.
Then call him. I can't call him. I can't face
At the end of the day, there's just too much he said, she said. There's too much unanswered prayers.
Not just hold on.
As far as the sponsorship deal goes with Speed Week, Ron received all that money, and that money should go right to the race team. So people think they know how to run a race team, and why don't you start one? I still have one. We just don't have a good motor program. And like I said, I wouldn't put a car out in the way. I keep getting sidetracked because they keep starting to talk in here.
I'm not.
Ignore the chat. Ignore the chat.
As far as people think they can run a race team and Facebook talk and everything, and the money that came in for Speed Week should have went to the car. That's all. That's all that it's about. The money that came in through the T-shirt sales should have went right through. Should have went right through.
How about I'll one up you, Andrew. How about this? Because I think this is why people gave Ron $1 to begin with, or effort, or faith, or love, or faith.
That's why a lot of people. Yeah.
I'm just saying, all the people that gave Ron $1 for this venture, for the love, for the like, for whatever reason, it was all the stuff was supposed to go to making Tyler better than he was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Period.
Everybody
Period. Nobody gave $1 to this car. Whatever makes Tyler Walker better, this money is going towards. And that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, you're correct. Yeah,
100% correct.
Who gave $1 for the car being better on the track? They didn't care if the car got any better. They're worried about Tyler getting. They're worried about Tyler getting better. Period.
When we went out to Eldora, when we went out to Eldora, I mean, the owner wasn't even planning on staying the whole time to begin with.
You there?
You can't make a contract, or even if it's a gentleman's agreement with the Bitcoin guys. You can't just.
Yeah, we're here.
You can't just take their money and run. That's not how this works. You have to be there every night.
But you're professional, Andrew. I mean, I thank you for coming on the show. I feel honestly.
No, it's good.
Well, I feel where Liz is coming from, because it is unprofessional and sad that we're here right now.
Chaz, Tyler's on the phone.
Chaz, Tyler's on the phone.
Hello, are you there, Tyler?
say to everybody, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't care what's going on because I just got love for Ron Rutherford, Andrew Booker, Tommy Hayden, Brian Hare, everybody that was involved, Joey Rutherford, Tyler Rutherford, everybody that helped give me a shot. I just got nothing but love for it, and I just got to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart because you guys gave me an opportunity. You guys came together and you fucking dug and you did what you did to get me out there and you got me off the fucking streets of LA.
Right.
And that's the truth. And that's all that fucking matters. So fuck all the other bullshit. I love all you guys. All of you guys made an effort. All of you guys were successful and we won. We won. We got other opportunities because of you guys. So that's the bottom fucking line. You guys got me an opportunity to better my life, and I love you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I love all of you, and you are all very special in my heart, and you will all be a lifetime friend forever. And I just want to thank you guys, and you guys, I wish all of us could give each other a big fucking hug because hey, we did something that nobody else would do, and we did what we could do as far as we didn't have, ample time or ample shut up, Biggie, quiet.
Biggie's barking in the background.
Lay down, buddy. Come on. I'm in Inglewood, so back up to no good. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we were in Inglewood all weekend. What are you talking about?
No, you ain't been to Inglewood. Hey, hold on.
Money and how it affected, the whole.
I ain't talking about no money. I ain't talking about nothing but fucking. Hey, what happened with you guys? You guys gave me a fucking opportunity that nobody else would, and fucking pat yourselves on the fucking back. And let's all thank each other for what you guys did for me, because you guys gave a man an opportunity to get off the streets of LA and come back to the family of in the community of sprint car racing, which is the most important thing. It was to get me better and get me help and get me an opportunity, and that's what the fuck you guys did. So we succeeded. That's all that fucking matters.
Hey, Tyler, guess where we're gonna be here in 2 weeks?
Well, let's have fun.
No, I mean, if he's there, I don't know if he could hear me.
I can hear you.
So what is the opportunity? What do you got in the works? Everybody's curious on what's going to happen next.
I'm talking right now with Logan Farrell and the 40 car, the 99 car, Skylar G. We are going to build something that we're going to move. I'm really looking forward to it. I got a call. I just realized this now. I just got back to LA. I didn't get to sleep on my plane right out here. I had a guy who needed my Ozempic meds because he was 400 pounds and he took up the whole middle seat, and I didn't get to sleep much. But so I was like,
hey, did Biggie get to sleep?
Should have just told him to stop eating McDonald's.
And I had a backpack full of money thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys. I came home with the money so I could try to get a motor home, so I could try to get back out to the Midwest, East Coast, and get my ass out of LA so I can get back focused on racing and doing what needs to be done to get my life back in order. And God is working miracles every single day for me, and literally doors to keep opening and opportunities keep arising because of what you guys did for me. And I owe you guys everything that I have from this day forward is because of what you guys did for me. And that's the honest truth.
So you're not going to run the 10 car at Knoxville. You're going forward with this 40 operation?
I got to call Mike tomorrow, and I feel horrible if you hear this now, but I got to call Mike tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to run the 10 car. I've been talking. We're in need of a dire need of a crew chief. We have motors, we have cars, we have no personnel. So we need to get personnel, but I'm on God's time, and I'm not in a rush to do anything. So everything that's happening is happening in divine timing and in God's time, and I'm not going to rush nothing. And you know what? I got fingernails on my fingertips, which is,
right.
If you want to find a man who has God in his life, look at a man's fingernails. Because if you give your life truly to God, you will actually have fingernails on your fingertips, because you will no longer live in fear, anxiety, stress, worry, or nothing. If you really take that leap of faith and give yourself completely to God, then you have no reason to fear, no weapon forged against you shall prosper, and you have no reason to stress, you have no reason to worry. You give that completely to God, and you let God work thoroughly in your life, then your life will become so much easier, so much. It is amazing, and I am so grateful for everybody who helped get me one foot in front of the other and get me to this point that I'm at now. That, like, all these things that happened, man, it's nothing, bro. I was getting shot at. I was getting fucking, people were trying to rob me. People were trying to fucking, it was not with the life that I'm living today. And that is all possible because of God and because of these gentlemen that are on the phone, on the other end of the phone, because they stuck their fucking neck out and they gave a man, Tyler Walker, an opportunity to come and restore his life and restore his passion, what he loves to do, what I love, what all I've known really in my life is racing. I've been an exotic dancer. I've been a waiter. I've been a
exotic dancer.
Hey,
that was
oil changer. I've been all kinds of things, but my only passion is racing, and I get to do that today thanks to everybody who's on the other line.
Well, and curious, obviously, did the conversation with the G team, the 40 deal, the 99 situation, did it happen before or after that D main? Because, Skylar G was in that D main and you just put it on him. Even in the Bitcoin 69 team prepared by Andrew, just these guys who are hardworking, running out of sleep, ain't got hotels till Saturday. You went out there and put it on the 99's ass there in that D main. You were right up on the wall, ripping the car. Was that a real big thing for you, or entering in one on the wall? We saw a lot of people not do that well. They're injured. We got two guys that are not going to continue the rest of the year. The high limit racing, points leader is injured right now. Hopefully he can be back, but it doesn't sound good. Tyler Courtney's out. You was able to make it happen. I mean, these are death-defying moves you're making out there. You're putting your life on the line, even though it ain't Skid Row. It's a whole nother being. But you showed some stuff. You showed that you were able to flash a little bit. Is that kind of like, if that can happen, that's worth all this other stuff?
Tony Stewart came down to the car and said, buddy, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that I could help you. Tony Stewart, Kevin Rudine, Sheldon Odenshield were the first people that helped get me on my road to recovery. And when Tony Stewart came down and reached his head to the car and said, buddy, I'm good to see you. I babysat Tony Stewart's monkey. He had a monkey named Mojo. Mojo was an alcoholic monkey who loved to drink beer and liquor. So when Mojo would be on my boat on Lake Norman, Mojo would steal the drinks and become a drunk monkey. It was hilarious. I loved Mojo so much. Tony Stewart and I have been friends for a long time. Tony Stewart said, Tyler, he goes, you look good out there. He goes, I got to tell you this. He said, you're hitting your marks, you're hitting your lines. I watched you from the suites. I said, Tony, I'm down on 100 horsepower. There's not much I can do right now. I said, it is what it is. I said, and he goes, I said, it's like riding a bike. He goes, yeah, for you it's like riding a bike. For most it's not. He goes, you come out here, you hit your fucking marks. You did exactly what you did 14 years ago. He said, not many people can do that.
Tyler, I was there standing with you. You were in the car when he come up. I was standing there when he said that. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got guys who've been doing it all year. And even though it was a flash, there's probably a little rust in there as far as consistency, but as far as ability, it's there. And you got to show that.
No, my ability is God-given. I don't take credit for anything on that end because I didn't teach myself how to drive race cars. I just knew how to do it from the time I stepped in one. I didn't have to teach myself how to learn how to do it. It's just something that's in my blood. God gave me something, a gift that is something special that I'm blessed with, and I have an honor to the fans, an honor to the people that come support me, an honor to the people that work on the cars. It's an honor to be in the presence of everybody that's there. It fills my soul up. It makes me feel so good. I want to thank everybody that came out. I want to thank everybody that supported me. I couldn't have done it without you. This world we live in takes teamwork to make the dream work, and unity and community. All of these things are necessary for us to succeed and win, and that's what happened. And I will promise you this: next time we go back to Eldora, I promise you we won't be in the fucking D main.
Well, hey, I feel like the Skylar G team's been
They
here.
call it a D feature.
I feel like the Skylar G team's been hearing that all year. Maybe you need to take over the 99. But regardless, outside of that, what do you think of these guys, Tommy and Andrew? I mean, when I met Andrew and saw his work ethic, I was like, holy shit, this is outlaw level, you know.
Tommy and Andrew, we have become friends. They are my family. They are the blood in me. I would do anything for them. They would do anything for me. This is why we race, because the connections we make, the friendships, the bonds that we get to build with each other is like, it's like military. It's like
going to war.
It's like Hell Week. It's like swim school. It's like basketball teams. It's like, I don't know how else to say it other than it is a community of badass motherfuckers that will stick by your side no matter what. And that's what I'll do for them, and that's what they'll do for me. And when you don't find that in very many places in the world. So when you do, you got to cherish it, and I honor it. And it's been an honor to be able to make the friendships I've made, and I feel privileged. And I got to thank God for everything that is happening right now, because it's happening. I couldn't dream. What I prayed for, my prayers have been answered 10 times more than what I ever could have even asked for. And it's only because of God, because I couldn't make all this shit happen. I am not that strong. I'm not that brilliant. I'm not that smart. I'm not that capable. Only one being is, and that's God, or Creator, universe, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it. It is something greater than me that stepped in and gave me the guidance and showed me the way to freedom and prosperity and clarity and love and happiness and joy and freedom and everything that is so wonderful in this world that we get to enjoy. Because, man, everybody made me so happy. I couldn't be a happier person. I was so happy today. I couldn't even touch my phone. I was so excited about everything that's going on. I literally was like, I didn't even know how to move. I don't think I've ever been this excited in my life. And it's just so awesome. And I feel like God has just really, really, really put his hand over me and protected me and guided me every step of the way. I don't have to do a damn thing except be present, be aware, be there for everyone as the world should. We are supposed to help thy neighbor and pick each other up and bring each other to success. We can't do it alone. Our society is so, I'm self-made. I made it on my own. You can't do shit on your own in this world. You gotta have friends.
Well, but you're also hello.
Yo.
Well, I was just saying, don't you have to have like some form of trust?
No, that's called faith.
It's all faith.
It's called faith.
So if something comes and if something goes, that's just what it is. That's God speaking to you based on life experiences. Here's a lesson, and if you don't
100%.
learn from the lesson, I'm going to make it worse until you learn it.
Right. Well, no, God doesn't punish us. We punish ourselves.
Yeah.
God just keeps giving and giving and giving,
Okay.
and all we have to do is align ourselves with people and places, environments that are going to bring us, uplift us,
And that's
elevate
how
us.
God will direct you into those places, is what you're saying. It's only our ego. It's only our
100%.
ego and resistance that's going to make it worse.
100%, 100%. Life is not supposed to be difficult. We make it difficult because of the other side of the spectrum. You got the light, you got the dark.
Right.
The dark side brings you negativity, brings you manipulation, brings you distortion, brings you all these things that are not. There are blockages of energy that's supposed to flow freely. When you align yourself in a neutral zone and allow God to guide you through life and allow the energy flow to go in and out, around, up, down, all out, inside out, whatever you want to call it. The infinity sign. It's a simple, if you picture it in your mind, because I can't visually do it because we're not on video, but if you picture that flow of in, out, over, in, above, below, all of these things are about frequencies, flows, it's a symphony of life. The symphony of life.
It's quantum. It's quantum.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, but Tyler, it's me, Andrew. But the symphony of life is also getting fucking paid, and Ron hasn't paid me a fucking dime.
Yeah.
So you are like a brother to me. We've worked together, but I had your back, making sure you got paid. I need your back now, making sure I get paid, and the people know the truth of his post that he dogged me and trying to ruin my reputation. That's what I'm upset about.
Exactly, and that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Then where's Ron at? Isn't Ron on the phone?
Has to bring him in. He's commenting on everything and dogging me.
Ron has already made his statements of his truth. Ron's already posted his truth publicly.
I didn't start a fire I couldn't put out. You know, this is all. I didn't want this to begin.
Bullshit. No, I don't talk about people, places. I talk about what we're gonna do. The solutions.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the problems. Let's figure out the solutions. Because the problems will stay problems until you get into the solutions.
But that's also the issue there. Hold on. Spiritual warfare here, if you want to talk about it. The only way you have a solution is because there's a problem. The only way you have the light is because you have the dark. That's why I think information is very important. But hold on. To get to the solution, you need the proper information of what the problem is. Does that make sense?
100%. 100%. I'm laying down with my girlfriend right now, and I'm tired.
I understand. You're having a good time. I get it.
I have a half-hour conversation right now. I would love to, but I can't right now. I got Big E laying on my side and my girl on my other side, and I want to go to bed. I'm tired, man.
I understand.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
And anything you need, I'm a phone call away, and I'll be there to do anything I can for you guys. I love you, and let's keep building and progressing and moving forward and making this world a better world for everybody. Treat everybody as you would want to be treated, and this world will get better for everybody.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. It means a lot.
All right, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good night, Tyler.
Well, and I'm not in disagreement with what Tyler says, but I do think that it's very important that we have to identify problems and why problems happen to actually have solutions. You know, I do think that sometimes people who see the wrong things happen become docile. Great example about this. I took my Australian friend over here to a hibachi restaurant, this yesterday actually. And the girl sitting next to us with her husband, they found a shrimp that didn't have the poop chute or the veins removed properly.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. And they also cracked the shell into the rice. So she spoke up. And initially, I thought she was like getting on to the fucking servers about this. And initially, I was like, come on, it's not a big deal, whatever. We get to talking, and she's like, well, she thinks a lot of people is getting fucked over, and she thinks that they know about it. Well, I said to her, I was like, hold on. A lot of people would look at you speaking up about this shell and about this vein as, you know, being a little rude. It's like, I think there's a lot of people that see they're getting fucked, but nobody is speaking up. The good people are too docile in this let everything happen and the world will just fix itself kumbaya scenario. I'm sorry. We have to start speaking up. The good people, I think out of all the segregations and splits, whether that's Democrats, Republicans, black, white, boy, girl, whatever, I think that good people, there's a lot of them, we're just fucking quiet. We are the silent majority. The silent majority of the world right now is good people, period. We're just getting walked over too much. And I think when there are good people getting fucked over, good people need to say something. Or everyone's just going to keep getting fucked, period. That's my opinion.
Well, here's my theory. You fuck me once, I'm going to fuck you 3 times.
All right, you're not a good person anymore. Sidecar your house somewhere else. Where are you at, Andrew? Sorry.
I'm sitting right here. Well, I'm going to tell you, fuck me once.
Hey, Chaz, yeah, obviously,
Do you see? Did you hear what I just said,
and,
Andrew? I'm just saying, like, I think there is something to be said here. That's all.
Yeah, oh, most definitely, yeah. So with everything, I mean, you know, I don't know. I just find it very funny. Very, very funny. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it ain't funny. It ain't funny no more. It ain't funny no more. I'm not going to get too mad.
He's a con artist, and that's, you know, or should we call him a coin artist? Because you know, Michael wasn't much better.
Well, and that's my problem.
Showing up to the track and.
Well, that's my problem because I know the smart guy for a few years, or Mike guy for a few years. It's Michael Markle, very interesting name, and he's never been shiesty. He's never tried to find a scheme. He's never tried to figure out a way or anything like that. He's just wanted to get into sport. And then to see this motherfucker get run through the coals on the excuse bed of what I have witnessed and obviously what y'all are saying, it's just so unfair. It's not right. And justice, once again, justice is supposed to be reserved for the good people. That's why cops swear a fucking oath. That's why they all get sworn under. It's supposed to be reserved for the good people. And I think that, you know, good people need to be protected as well, you know. So I don't know. Maybe the Bitcoin guy made some mistakes here or there, but I know Mike pretty well. He's not trying to do anything disingenuous. And to see him get fucked publicly in the racing world is disgusting to me. And with your testimonies, explanations, interviews here, to me, I could easily see a scheme where, you know, Ron just used the Bitcoin guy as a scapegoat as why money wasn't popping up, when really it was everything else.
Pretty much.
Yeah. My biggest reason for coming on here was to just set the truth straight. I mean, the guy's a fucking con artist. That's all there is to it. He took money from the team, didn't go to the team. He took T-shirt money. I had to listen for 4 weeks about how the T-shirt money was missing and Tyler wasn't getting paid. Obviously, he has to watch what he says because he has opportunities coming up. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and fucking bullshit around anymore, you know.
Well, but Tyler helped this. Like I said, Tyler helped this. This is God's work. Hold on. This is where you're wrong. And this is where he's right. This interview, this conversation right now would not be happening if Tyler Walker didn't fall into this situation with this person who has pulled similar situations off with other people. And then it went the way it went with y'all involved and everything that has happened. And then Ron posting it and all this stuff. This interview would not be happening without Tyler Walker right now, period. Correct. All these things had to happen for us to speak up about it. And if he's been doing stuff like this to multiple people, that is God's work. Some people call it karma. I call it God. I'm not an idiot. I'm not demonic. That is God's work. Tyler Walker is helping this situation of what we're all hearing is reoccurring come to a fucking end. That's called justice. And hopefully more people listen to it.
100%.
So if everything is true, we'll obviously find out. It seems like in my opinion, it is a majority thought on this. I know once again, I know it's getting late. Y'all got stuff to do. Tyler voiced his opinion. Is there anything else you would like to say, Tommy or Andrew? I know it's getting late once again. I'm not trying to upset Liz. I think she's a moniker for what women should try to be in the sport. I know I made some joke videos with the shop. I thought it was great. Everybody can call me an asshole. But is there anything else y'all want to say before we get y'all out of here? I'm sure y'all got places to go and things to do.
Chaz, I do want to say something.
And this is Brian.
For everybody, yeah, it's Brian. For everybody in the comments, asking me if I'm on the powder or if I'm drunk or anything. I don't really drink. Not a big fan of it. I mean, I'll go out once in a while, maybe once a month, have a drink. As for the white powder, no, I don't do that shit. I'm 7 years clean off of heroin, and I haven't touched shit since.
And that's another reason you might have been close with this Walker scenario as a former
absolutely.
user.
I told Tyler my story. Tyler's like, dude, you're like a fucking hero to me right now. You know, you're 7 years you're 7 years clean. You know, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I overdosed once and never fucking touched it again. Like the headache I got from this shit. Every time I see that, I quit my job because my dispatcher was selling heroin to one of his customers. I quit my job right there on the fucking spot, and these cocksuckers in the comments want to sit there and say, oh, yeah, you're drunk. Oh, you're on the white powder. You know what? Eat a dick, dude. Eat a dick.
Brian, you got to play above the noise. These people don't know you. You can't be worried about them. You got to shoot your free throws while they're ranting at you.
I just wanted to set the stage, you know, and just make that clear. Like, no, I'm sober as fuck. You know, I get piss tested.
Well, hey, look, Brian, no disrespect, but Tyler Walker said he was sober as fuck, and they drug tested him 3 times while everybody else doesn't have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking saying. Everybody else gets a pass. Hold on, let's test for Adderall and some other stuff, and then let's get to the drug testing policies. I get the, I'm just saying, you could sit here and say you're sober and you ain't on drugs, but these people in the comments in this world, even to the degree of 3 drug tests at Eldora, aren't going to believe it. So you need to ignore the comment section. I'm just saying it's better for your mental health.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more on that. But here's my thing. All right, here's my input. Like, we're always going to be a recovering addict. We're going to be an addict no matter what because we're recovering, you know. Doesn't mean we touch the shit. So, I mean, yeah, there's people talking shit on Tyler. Let them talk. There's people talking shit on me. I just wanted to set the air, like clean the air and just, you know, I'm fat as fuck, dude. You know, if I was on shit, I'd be skinny like Andrew, you know? You know what I mean? And for people to comment, say, go drink another one, you coward. Like, I ain't no coward. Like, I gave you my address, you know? But you guys have a good night. I just want to set that air for you guys.
What about you? What about Andrew or Tommy? Do you have any closing statements? I don't want Liz to get too mad at me.
Basically, I think there was obviously too much said tonight as well. I mean, we only came on and you asked us to come on and clarify what all happened. And that's basically the end of the story. You know, there's not much more to say. There's money owed throughout the whole team. There's people that, you know, are money owed. There's people that are owed T-shirts. The shirts didn't ship out. Well, how are they going to get the shirts when they're not there? I mean, they're supposed to be going to Knoxville to get sold with Tyler. But as far as, you know, it just blows my mind that everyone, you know, just thinks they know what's going on, but at the end of the day, they weren't there. They don't know what really happened other than what
y'all are the closest thing to knowing that. That's why I wanted y'all's opinion.
Yeah. But I'm about fucking done because obviously these people are getting a kick out of nothing. You know, like
you can't listen to these people.
And yeah, I know I'm owed money, and you know I expect to be paid. This had nothing to do with money. Hence the reason I brought a brand new car. So
right, you just feel. But this is the image that, in a way, that Ron has created with this following apparently, and that's why people are scared to speak out against him. Because they're going to get this type of reaction from a lot of random people who believe his side if y'all's side is accurate.
Well, of course it's accurate. We're there every day. And
we're there every day.
But this is why everybody else... This is
6 a.m. in the morning, and I was sleeping.
Tommy, I'm just saying, this is why everybody else is quiet. They don't want all these people talking bad about them. That's why everybody else just keeps getting fucked. If it's true, what y'all are saying. They don't want these minions coming out here and saying these bad, negative things about him. This is why I say you can't listen to the comments, because this comment section is full of shit. This comment section, if y'all's opinion is correct, is a fallacy. It's an image. It's a manipulation. You know, it's not real, right? Their comments aren't real. They're based on what they're being told from a leader. And that's why most people haven't came out and said anything against Ron, is because this is what that would happen. They knew people would judge them and all this and say these negative things that aren't true. Because if what you are saying and what Ron is saying is completely different, Ron has a lot of people following him and believing what he says.
I have broad shoulders, and I don't give two fucks. How's that?
Well, okay.
That's random and out of nowhere.
I don't give two fucks.
Andrew, can you respond to what I just said?
I'll tell you where the bear sits in the woods.
I can't hear you as he's talking.
Did you hear what I had to say, Andrew? If you want to respond,
probably not. I couldn't hear you. There was just too many people.
Well, I was just saying, I feel like the response, the comments, the negativity is why most people have stayed quiet, even though this may have happened to other people before, because Ron has following.
Yeah, he does, and that's what another buddy said to mine today. He's a former all-star racer and local sprint car racer in 410 divisions, and he said, Ron has his cronies and groupies, and he'll never get over 1,000 likes, which he didn't get over 1,000, so that's less than 1,000 people, and that's why I debated even coming on the show today. At the end of the day, I'll just take him to court and sue him for the money, and it'll get handled that way. I know Tyler's still not paid in full, but obviously he doesn't want to get into a pissing battle either. So,
but reputation means a lot in racing. You know this.
Yes, of course.
So
yeah,
I mean,
Ron's motor was in the car. That was, a knife to a gunfight situation. 880 horsepower motor. We were supposed to have a new Don Ott or a new HP or a new Ryder motor to go out to Eldora, a heavy hitter, a thumper with 970 horsepower. And needless to say, the other guys that were out there and we were parked next to, they were like, yeah, we got 900 horsepower, we got 890, and well, you know what? They're in the fucking D main with us. So maybe we could time trial better if we had a better motor that we were promised, or I never would have brought my car, which deserves a much better motor than what we had.
Well, I understand the frustrations there, and I just don't want you to feel guilty about it. Yeah, there may be some people with opinions, but the real people, this is why I say, there's 1,000 sheep to 10 lions. I don't care what the sheep say. What's the lion saying? It sounds like there's a lot of lions on your side of this situation, in my opinion. You know what I mean by
the
that?
murder situation, or just
there's just people that know better. There's people who are more intelligent, more people who have dealt with what you are describing. Reputable people. Yeah, the audience may be making negative comments, but they're just the sheep. They're just listening to people. They're not in the game. And that's why I think you're on here, is because the reputation that he's trying to tarnish is a part of the people that matter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
So I just don't want you to feel bad about coming on. I think it was very important. I was just trying to give you.
We have. I think people will enjoy this. We have a Ron Rutherford posting on there. You stole my motor. Lawyer's going to have a field day with you. Let's make it publicly known that I didn't take his motor, and he's not going to have a field day with you. So you better get your story straight.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure Ron will not like this. His Facebook is gone, right?
Yeah, he deleted his Facebook because he can't handle the bad decisions he's made as an owner and a terrible. Just a terrible leader in general. I mean, hence the reason he brought me in. He wouldn't even have the team. Even Tyler himself said that he would have turned around and walked away.
Right.
So, yeah, I know he's glad for the opportunity, and it's got him into a better ride, but, and now I'm not going to take shit for helping out.
Right. Well, and at the end of the day, I think people who have listened to this, it's your opinion. It's what you're saying happened. I don't think you're lying. You never have, to me at least. I've never seen it. But at the same time, the other again.
Hold on. I guess that's a fake account. They're trying to stir up trouble.
They might be. So don't listen to everyone you see in the this is why I say ignore the comments. I tried to steer you the right way earlier. Ignore them. Ignore them. Regardless, I mean, obviously
they're just trying to stir shit up.
But at the same time, I think the stuff we talked about and what you have a problem with came from Ron Rutherford. It ain't some fake account in the comments. There's some things that Ron has said about you indirectly that you're here trying to defend yourself against.
Yeah, so he posted two posts, and like I said, I was just a part of the post. I wasn't what the whole post was about. It was about the Bitcoin and about a couple different scenarios, not just me, but
everyone went under the bus. Yes, except him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, took no fault. So,
but yeah,
that's what I was wondering why those things are being said. So it's a fake account. Okay.
it could be, it could not be. Maybe they're trying to cover their ass. Now you called them out. You never know. But yeah, I want to thank you. I think a bunch of people in the racing world are thanking you for what you're saying. I think that's why you're on here too. You probably heard a lot of reputable people say, "No, go on the show and say it." I'm assuming that happened.
Yeah, there was a ton of reputable people, and especially in all of sprint car world, not even just from Pennsylvania that I've spoke to today, yesterday, and they're just saying what's going on, and I told them, and then when you and I spoke about bringing the other side out, they were like, you need to do it. There's people in the racing world that have been waiting for years for this man to be called out. If you're not going to do the right things the right way, don't do them at all.
Right. Well, and that's what I'm trying to say as far as 1,000 sheep and 10 lions. There's a lot of lions on your side. It don't matter what these people in the comments, even here, Facebook, all these regular people, it don't matter because we know what the people that matter are thinking and saying. You know what I mean by that? Like the people who are calling you and telling you to do it are not sheep of the sport.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the people that, and I think we spoke about this a little earlier. I mean, the people, there's veteran drivers that are retired with, multiple, track records and hundreds of wins. And I don't really want to get into naming them. I told you earlier, and the people I talked to, and a lot of them, wanted me to come on. Yeah, reputable. And, a lot of them told me to come on and then blow a spot up, and basically put the truth on blast. And now, don't get me wrong, there was a few that said, don't worry about it. You're very professional, Andrew. Just, do your thing. Don't let it get to you. But, I mean, I just don't want false information being out there.
Right. And hopefully you can be
clear the air.
And so, hopefully, and if what's being said is true about Ron, hopefully you are the last victim.
Yeah, I think this would be, basically his warning to him, and his, my message is don't fuck people over in the racing world.
Right.
Like that's, I'm still owed money, and who's going to bat for me to get my money?
Right. I really don't know how he wanted to be buddies with me and bring me in the pits and not, see something wrong and not say something. I mean, I was prepared before y'all talked to me today to come on here and just expose myself, but I was like, if y'all want to join me, it would be nice. So I'm not just running my mouth here on YouTube.
Saying, Andrew, did you put the fuel lines on backwards? So actually how a fuel pump and fueling system works is you can actually change it to either port on the fuel pump. Normally the top hole would go right to your main, and then you have your high-speed and secondary coming off. But regardless, I'm just wondering, so this has to be someone within the team with a fake account. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm going to defend myself. No, we ran the fuel lines and the car was perfectly fine. And the fuel lines switching is not the problem. What we did do is we called a different engine builder rather than the other engine builder, and he wanted it ran a different way. So if you need clarification on that, that's that. And then someone's trying to say that there was a tire put on backwards. There was no tire put on backwards. Joey, his son, which is a great kid and works hard, but he just does not know enough to be working on a 410 sprint car yet. And he had the totally wrong stagger on to go out in time trial and hot lap with. So we wanted 13 on there, and he went out with freaking 10 inches. So, I'm not going to.
And 3 inches is contrary to, the women of the world. 3 inches is a lot.
One thing, but that's a lot in stagger.
Yeah, it's not a lot in one thing, but it's a lot in stagger. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, I understand your perspective of wanting to defend yourself. I just think that's the big point here.
Yeah, that's the whole point of doing this. So that's why I am. Reading the comments. I know you keep telling me not to.
Don't do it. They're going to keep leading you down the hole. You got to go to sleep. Liz is going to be mad at you. You got to.
Someone said Joey didn't do anything, bro. Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah, exactly.
They fucking kept leaving to sell T-shirts. Where's Joey? Are the air pressure setting the bleeders in? No, Joey's out handing T-shirts out.
You got to sell T-shirts somehow. You got to make some kind of money. Come on now.
Yeah, I wanted to see the only thing that got 13 inches was Brian's old lady.
Oh no! I'm trying to get y'all out of here. I'm trying to get y'all out of here before you further incriminate. No, I'm just playing.
No.
But I feel like it is a little late. I don't want to keep you too long. But this is going to spur a lot. There's a lot of people that were interested in hearing this. I know there was people who were calling me. I ignored pretty much everybody but Tommy today. And I even ignored him, I think, twice. But
oh, shut up.
I think I
we
did.
A 4-way conversation today.
Yeah,
we were.
The
Bitcoin situation, I don't think that was handled professionally on either side, not Michael's or Ron's. They should have had a contract. They should have received the money on this date. Everything should have been set in stone. There was too much hearsay, and everyone at the end of the deal was unhappy about the situation. Which we've all basically turned it into us not racing the King's Royal Saturday. And I mean, now being down on power, will we have made the show? Big if with the motor we had in, but I mean, the track was slower Saturday, so we probably would have at least did pretty well. Congrats to Macri on the win, King Anthony.
Yeah.
PA posse.
Okay, keep yelling. But no, I think it was good. I think Anthony Macri winning was amazing for PA. Prime Composite Innovations, a sponsor on the show. It's one of those bodybuilders and partners. C&D Riggin over there. So I thought it was a win-win for Anthony Macri to win. I mean, yeah, I think the Bitcoin deal may have been a half and half scenario looking at it from afar. But just knowing people a little bit in depth, more than what y'all know, obviously, I think it's a little unjust that the guy got thrown under a fucking, not a bus, but a freight train in Ron's post as to blame for everything that was wrong. And I think that's wrong.
That is wrong, because it did seem to me that Michael was trying to do everything in his power, and he had good heart, and he wanted everything to go smooth. It just wasn't handled exactly how it should have been. Like I said, not even 2 minutes ago, both sides were even uncertain of what the amount was to be and who was to get what. Even between Tyler and the situation was under the impression he was getting X amount to go to the race and race the car, and X amount off T-shirts, So at the end of the day, Ron and Tyler were both paid an amount, but not the amount that they were expecting. So it was just.
But is that the amount? My question there would be: is that the amount expected, or the amount that Ron told you was expected?
The amount he was paid, you're saying?
No, the money expected, the deals, the T-shirt splits, all these things. Was that a Ron telling y'all splits, or was that Mike telling y'all splits indirectly, the Bitcoin guy?
When we had our conversation Saturday or before heading there?
Anytime. I mean, did this deal change based on Mike telling you it changed, or did it change based on Ron telling you it's changed?
Based on a whole lot of things, actually. Ron saying one thing, Michael saying another thing. I basically stayed out of it because that's not my job.
Well, it got so fucking stupid. That's when I stayed out.
The trailer's ready. What's that?
I was just saying it got so stupid on everybody saying different things that they just got off the phone and said a number and a split. And another guy's getting off the phone saying he got off the number with another split. It's just like, how can you pay attention to this if it's that fucked up?
Yeah, I didn't even know what's going on at the end of the day. It was like I just wanted to make sure the truck was ready, the trailer was ready, the lit spares were ready, the car was ready, and everything was wrapped. And we had to correct things we needed to not look like a bunch of dumbasses at Eldora for the King's Royal. And it's a shame that I even had to not necessarily get involved, but they wanted me in that conversation Friday evening, which nothing got resolved. And then I got dragged into the conversation Saturday at the T-shirt trailer, the merchandise trailer.
Right. And that's a whole nother scenario that probably shouldn't have happened. I'm just saying, when you deal with money, I would say to most people, transparency is number one. No matter if it's a race car or a sponsorship or anything. And you're probably right. Both people were unprofessional because they didn't get anything in fucking writing from the jump.
Yeah, exactly.
With signed names.
That's a mistake on both Ron and Michael's part. Like I said, they should have did it the right way and not a half-assed, I'll give you this, or give this. And
would have been nice. Would have been nice if the Bitcoin guy or Ron could have pulled out a paper and say, no, it ain't what he said. Here's the contract.
Exactly. That's how you do things.
Right. So, now we got to get agencies involved in the sport. I'm learning as we go. Am I going to be Jerry Maguire here now, Andrew? What should I do? Start making contracts? I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's what was the biggest part for my reason, but after that whole motor debacle, it was like, wow, like I just need to get my shit and get out of this team,
Right.
So I still doubt that I'm going to get paid for my labor and get paid for towing the trailer out and back, but we'll see what Ron does, if he mans up or continues to basically start drama. Drama is,
Well,
not something.
hold on? Let's end it on that. Do you think that there's a road out for Ron, even with his side and this side and all these sides? Do you think there's a reputable? Say people watch this tonight, they believe everything you say. Is there a way for Ron to rebuild that image that it's being protruded at? Is there a path back for Ron to come back from Skid Row? No, I'm just playing. Kind of the same thing. It's like the Skid Row of reputation if they listen to y'all. Is there a way back to sobriety for Ron in this? I'm just saying, I'm just joking. But is there a way? Is there a path Ron can rectify the situation, in your opinion?
I think he's gotten himself too far deep.
What would the path be, though? What would it be? What would be a terms of conditions of rectifying Ron Rutherford's reputation in PA right now? What would it be? What would the game plan be?
I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, I can't call a single person. And like I said, I don't want to say names. I should start saying names to verify and fact check and all that, because I'm sure they wouldn't really care. But there's not a lot of people that want to deal with him. So
he can't just show up tomorrow and pay everyone off and it's good?
I don't think that would even work. So
really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, even we were warned even the day, like we needed parts to go to Eldora. We needed a few things. And I was asking Ron for about, since the end of Speed Week, said, well, if we're going to Eldora, we need this, this, and that, spares, just like oil filters. And, we didn't have enough gears. So, another guy sold us a bunch of FPS gears and Winter's polished gears and had a good deal instead of getting new ones. I mean, you add new gears up, especially SES lightweight gears at a few $100 a pop. That adds up quickly. So we're trying to save money any way we can to help Ron out. But then I keep getting phone calls that he owes this person, he owes this person. I'm told that the FK shocks were going to get taken the day we're leaving for Eldora, and I told that guy, the shock guy, I was like, we got to go to Eldora. We literally have one set of shocks.
So you think it's too much money that he doesn't have to make all this up, or it's just that bad, it's lasted for so long, there's no hope?
No, I think if there's another driver that needed help and he can exploit their name, he'd be able to do it.
That sounded like the end of the aisle. Is that the end of the show right there? That's a clip there, good. Andrew. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened in this whole ordeal. He brought Tyler in. He exploited his name. He kept T-shirt money to pay the bills. And, all I did was bust my ass 20 hours a day, if not more, to build his team up. He didn't even have a 410 operation. When he raced last year with another driver, they used their truck and trailer, their motors, because they said when they ran Ron's motor, it ran like dog shit. So every win that he has as a 410 owner is with the driver's motors and not his own. So if he gets a better engine program and comes up with more sponsors and a more funded operation, I think he could maybe do it. But that's still probably not going to change the opinions of the people of the racing.
So are you saying the Tyler Walker deal helped him go from no way there to halfway there?
Maybe halfway. I mean, we'll see if he has. We'll see come August 1st. Now that he heard this, we'll probably make sure he pays that payment. And and I know one thing. I don't know if those FKs will be allowed to run Wednesday at BAPS if those aren't paid for.
Wow.
So, and you can't race on credit. You can't have a parts store be giving you parts, and the next thing you owe them $10,000.
Right. Well, you'd be surprised. There's some national teams out here that owe some big bills at parts houses. Yeah. That may be one of the reasons that they signed up for the high limit agreement too, because it's guaranteed money that they can help pay back. Yeah, but that's hearsay on the national level. But that doesn't always work in PA because everybody talks. It's a close-knit community.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And that's what I mean. Like, everybody talks. And actually, some of his closest friends that he thought was his closest friends within the racing community were, like I was telling you about earlier, part of that Snapchat, group. There's like I think there was like 15 people involved, but he basically told them all to fuck off. And, and then he brought in me to start the team, so he felt king of the world again. You know, like, oh, I'm having Tyler Walker run my car, and things are coming together. But then the whole time, I'm getting bothered. I'm trying to just do my job, and I'm getting bothered about, you know, this bill not being paid, that bill not being paid. You know, I'm getting bothered about, you know, people saying what's going on, and it's just not how you run a racing operation. And then to, at the end of everything, bash pretty much everyone involved. You know,
and the only and to add, the only major sponsor that wanted to get involved, bash him, throw them completely under the bus too.
Yeah, I think the bank was low, and he heard 15 grand, and he said yes to the original 15 grand proposed. And then after I sat him down and said, look, dude, 15 grand's not a lot of money, like when it comes to racing sprint cars. I mean, if you count three tires a night at least to do Eldora, which Eldora was actually very, very easy on tires, but I guess it's a little easy when you're not running anything.
You need new rubber every night if you want to win.
Yep. So we tried to have new rubber on every time we hit the track. And like I said, with being a little down on power, I mean, the car was hooked up, car looked good, car rotated through the corner nicely, came off nicely. There was no problems there. You know, shocks were good, bars were good, car was looking good. We just didn't have that extra oomph.
Yeah. Yeah. And for all that to happen, and then like you said, the result, 15 grand's not enough for sure, but maybe that's how deals start one way and end another. Like we saw in his post.
Yeah, when you jump on 15 grand, you know, when your bank's low, it sounds like a lot, but once you know that 15 grand doesn't go very far.
And then that's how you get the guy with the 15 grand to be the scapegoat of the whole issue. In my opinion.
Yeah. But that's all right. Like I said, you know, I wanted to come out in here and just clear the air with everything, and
that's fine.
You know,
I hope Liz is not too mad at you. I'm very worried about Liz. She's the one that will pull out the knife and take me down. I'm scared. I'm scared. So Liz's opinion goes a long way.
It's Liv, L-I-V.
I'm not saying live. It's Liz forever, as far as I'm concerned. Only Liz's are only Liz's are that good in the pitting area, and then pulling out a cigarette 5 minutes later. She's a Liz, as far as but anyway.
There's not many out there that can do what she does. She changes worker bell, she can change gears, fuel the car, dismount and mount tires. You know how
bad motherfucker.
She can run circles around all three of Ron's kids.
Bad motherfucker. She's better than probably 70% of the outlaw high limit crew members that are just like helping. You know what I'm saying? Like regular guys. Like she could card chief a fucking outlaw team. Seriously, it's very impressive.
You tell her to put a quarter or a half turn in the right rear, she'll do it in the right spot. Yeah. Most guys will walk. Hold on,
are you talking about are you talking about the car, Andrew, or something else? I'm just curious.
Oh, I'm talking about the car.
Okay.
But you would be amazed. You would be amazed at the keyboard warriors and the fans in the stands that don't know that the stop is on the opposite side. You know what I mean? So if I told a random person in the pit area to turn a half turn in the right rear, they would literally go to the right rear and turn that stop. Like, there's common sense stuff, you know. But
regardless, I still.
But anyway, why we scratched for the C main though and didn't run the C is there you go. We had a good showing. The car felt good. Mainly that night, we were only running that night to shake the car down. And hold on.
You do understand that you outran Zane DeVault, Tim Schaefer, Chase Randall, Skylar G. These were not bums in that D main. Two high limit, or one high limit and one outlaw team, and a Knoxville Nationals champion in one of the best cars in the country, which I think the Dutcher 17 GP has no expenses spared. These are fucking rides that y'all pulled on. That was very impressive.
Yeah, we had it hooked up, and if we, could have time trial a little better, and that's where that motor comes into play. You got to be able to time trial at any outlaw, high limit, or all-star show. If you can't time trial and lay down nice laps your whole night, you're starting from the back.
They're playing. They're getting ready to pay six figures for those special motors, and there's a reason why. It is time trialing. Time trialing is everything in national sprint car racing. Period.
Yes, exactly. And that's where we're basically handicapped sometimes. You know, we go out there, hot lap, you know, and then time trial. And, you know, we were within 0.3, 0.2, you know, every time we went out there. But that, I mean, think about it. With the top 15 or top 10, we're all within 0.1, you know.
Right. Well, and regardless, you were kind of leading there. I was just saying that D main accomplishment was very impressive. What led into the C main? You were trying to explain. I was just saying y'all did some good things, and then you were trying to turn the car around. What happened?
So basically, we didn't. I personally didn't feel too comfortable taking it out to the C main and starting the back of the C. That was after I caught wind from a couple people back home that said that if we junked the car, I was getting fucked.
So you heard that after the D main, or that had been all week?
I heard that earlier in the day.
Okay, that same day. So you're like, saying Friday? Friday, you heard this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, earlier in the day I heard that, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't good. So then I didn't know if I'd ever get paid. So I said to them, I said, well, let's go out, run the D. They didn't actually even didn't want to run the D. We were just going to shake the car down, engine starts, and do hot laps, and the car felt really good. So I said, all right, we'll go out and do it. And like I said, we weren't racing against any slouches for sure. They're all great racers, some great teams. But like I said, why start in the back of the C, risk tearing up a car when you're not even sure if you're going to get paid for the car.
Right. So you were the orchestrator of not going out for the C just because it was kind of just pointless for your risk.
They were, yeah, exactly. They were already talking about it, and then I just confirmed with them. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's smart to run the C. We all, basically Tyler, Ron, and I all agreed that it just wasn't smart to go out there.
And that's perfectly fine, especially if you're, what is it, $15,000, $20,000 badass mid-max is at risk.
Yeah, well, and cars cost a lot more than that to build. So
yeah. Okay. Is there any more comment? I wasn't planning on bringing that up. You're reading the comments. Is there any more you want to respond to? I don't know what you're reading actually, but I ignore the comments. It's the best way to live.
No, I mean, I got my side out. Like I said, we did all we could to make a little team go around and race against the best in the business who all have high dollar sponsors and a lot of them, pretty well off, wealthy owners. And, at the end of the day, there was just a lot of miscommunication. A lot of people that didn't get paid. Me, myself, Tyler still owed money, whether he wants to put that out there or not. That's, that's his business, but I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush,
Yeah, well, Tyler could come in and run however he runs and then go and get a new ride and leave the area. But that's not where you're at. You aren't in that area, Andrew. You have to go back to PA. I don't know what you are talking about. Sorry. Y'all are in PA. Y'all have to deal with what he's saying. Tyler can just go on and do another great ride and move up, and that's great. But y'all are facing this last weekend. Y'all are facing PA. Your reputation, what's happening and being said about you, you're having to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just can't, you're not on to the next ride. That's the point here.
Like myself or Tyler?
Just in general. You're not you're not able to move on. Tyler's able to move on, and maybe that's why he's cool with it. You're not able to move on. This isn't just like you get to go to the next ride and leave PA and race somewhere else.
Yeah, no, and that's what really, was just the downside of, him publicly airing it on Facebook after riding the coattails and of, Tyler Walker's name. I mean, if you look before Walker came to the car, he's lucky to get 50 likes, then he's getting a couple hundred every post and he thinks his ego's huge, and it's like, dude, a couple hundred is still not that much. I mean, heck, that's not many people, so I shouldn't even worried about it. But I just wanted to get my side out and just say, I gave everything I could to the operation just to get screwed at the end of the day. So I'm happy for Tyler and that he got another ride, and that's all fine and dandy. But what about the guys that did what we had to do and work as hard as we had to just to get screwed over? I mean, we get to the Eldora and Michael's like, well, where are your guys' crew shirts? We didn't get them. Nope. Well, where's the rental car? Which Ron talked about a rental car all week. He was going to get a 33-row SUV, but instead we're getting left at the track trying to find rides just to get back to the hotel. And then one night, two of us got left in the truck, at the track, which whatever. I'll sleep in the Volvo. It's my truck pulling the trailer. So, that's fine, but that's not what the plan was.
Somebody said in the comments, hey, now that we got 50% of the story, I want the other 50. The other 50's already been posted to Facebook and shit. That's what you're saying. This is the problem.
Yeah, I'm saying
this is the problem. You're only on here because the other story has already been told. This is why Ron's not on the show tonight. Everything that Ron thinks, you can go to my Facebook and see the screenshots. He shut down his Facebook at this point, I think, right? Correct? Is this confirmed? He shut his Facebook down? Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other side is already out there. You're only on here because of what the other side said about you. You're responding. Yeah. This is the 100% sides here. There's two sides, obviously. There's three with the Bitcoin guy, but he, like I said, he's professional. He don't have to worry about stuff like this. He's back to his normal world, makes a lot of money on his own. He runs the biggest conventions in the world. He's got Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in his phone. He ain't worried about what Ron Rutherford and some dirt track people are doing. He's on another level. He was trying to be involved with this level because he's from sprint car racing. That's the fucked up part, is that got fucked up, trying to do something bigger. But at the end of the day, you're on here because of what people are saying about you from that other 50. This you and Ron Rutherford. Tyler's out. We'll say Bitcoin's out. They're fine. Tyler's on to the next Bitcoin guy. He's in the world. He don't matter. It doesn't matter to him. Who cares? But it does matter to you, who are stuck in PA right now, as a person that was just targeted, and you have to deal with the fallout. You have to deal with this fallout. That's the facts. You're in that area.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a little weird, when Ron got the first 15 grand, but yet we leave the shop, we go to Newberrytown Rudders, Central PA, we go to fuel up the truck. I'm already providing a truck. I'm supposed to be getting paid for that, and who knows, but then we try to use his card to get fuel and declined. Same with the ride home. I go to fill up the truck and declined. So I using my own money to put diesel in the truck.
Right.
So,
all angles were mishandled here. All angles on the management side. And once again, back to leadership. You can't be a leader and tell your troops two different things, because the troops talk. Period.
Yes, exactly.
The ones putting in the work, look around us and see who else is working. The lazy fucks get pushed to the side. The workers recognize workers.
We push you to the side. Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Just doing your fucking chair, Brian.
I'm just saying. You can't lie. If you're gonna lead some shit, you can't lie to your warriors, or they will turn on you. That's how all fucking leaders have failed, because they lied to their warriors and they rebelled. Sorry.
Yeah. See, well, we were pretty good, Chaz, as far as everything. It's just, when you don't have what you need, and everyone starts to get irritated after the long days,
and you're getting more. Here's the deal: if all of y'all would have just got one explanation instead of 6 different ones, it may have made it a little easier, right?
Oh, for sure.
But when you're getting one explanation as to why something ain't happening, then you talk to this guy, and it's a whole nother reason, and it's a whole nother reason here. That creates animosity to the person leading the situation. Period. There's a leadership issue here, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just agree that, we should have never did the deal. I never should have agreed to bring a car to the deal. I never should have brought my things to the deal to help his team, just trying to help out. And then now there's this, which is it's a slap in the face to the racing world and the sprint car world. There's just too much at stake. I help a lot of different teams out, like I said. So,
I had 4 media members message me on Saturday, like, why isn't the car here? The Bitcoin puppets, the Bitcoin puppets community is making this the biggest deal ever. Like, apparently the people on Twitter and shit that are part of this puppets community were like making this a thing. Like, it was like trending because they were sharing and interacting. Like, it was all good things. Nobody was trying to lose here or take advantage. How about that? That's the better word. Nobody's really trying to take advantage of this situation, but a common denominator that seems to always do this. And that's a big problem.
That's why we're here online. So
I hope you're not as mad as me at Liz. I know I need to let you go. Liz hates me. Sorry, we'll say it with respect. Liv hates me.
Yeah, she doesn't hate you.
It's fine. It's fine.
He didn't want me to do it to begin with because there was nothing I needed to really say to defend myself. He never should have posted online and said anything to begin with. And, I basically apologized to the fans that we didn't make it Saturday. We did do our due diligence to try to get paid the rest of the money. At least, if, I could have got something towards the roller. I even said to the guy, if Tyler got paid the T-shirt money, I'd let it go, and he was going to buy it at the end of the races. And then his comment, well, what if it gets wadded up? I'm not buying it. I said, okay, never mind. We're not racing. Okay, whatever. And then he never presented the money, which, like you said a little bit ago, that should have been a contract handled.
Well, if you're, once again, unprofessionalism on all sides, I just think this is, I was thinking about this today with debts, Everybody probably, because I was thinking about, we're over here on Lake Erie, actually, and they transport a bunch of material on boats. And I was like, fuck, river systems and boats back in the day probably was how people transferred material. And, they would be like, hey, tell dude down the river, I'll give him his money when I see him. Take all this stuff. And really, you don't really have the debt system or a credit system or all these things without people not paying for what they said they would pay for when they got down the river. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the beginning of the problem here. It's not that people didn't trust one another. It's that people started misusing trust, if that makes the sense. So I think...
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing, too. I just read another guy's comment, and like that, it's so funny because I did say that actually at the races when we won that D-main, and it's like, everyone was celebrating, and I was like, why are we celebrating a D-main? That's like getting a D in school. Like, we'll celebrate when we win the fucking feature. Like, but...
Well, at least we won something.
Right.
But
anyway, I know
what you're saying. We were racing against some of the best in the business, but to me, a D-main, I mean, that's something to be happy about. But it's like winning a heat race, Like,
well, that's how winners should think. For Tyler, which obviously Tyler has the belief he's one of the best in the world, and that's good. And that's good.
Work with,
Well,
we had some of the best wrenches in our corner behind the scenes. We had, everyone we could call. If we were second guessing ourselves at all, if we thought we were misreading the track.
How many people were you on with the phone with? What's some big names that Tyler put you in the ear with? What's some big names?
We're speaking a lot with like Ricky Warner and Lee Stauffer, and of course my dad Brian Buchter, and just if we felt like we were, just off, and just wasn't seeing something that someone else saw watching the track, and basically we had guys on our side that wanted to see us succeed and do well, but we were handicapped on the motor situation. So, I mean, the motor we ran all speed week, no matter what gear we threw to it, we couldn't turn over 8100, 8200 with it. I mean, it was just a turd. So, I mean, you send us out there and how are we supposed to compete like that? These other guys are running these big, these big new motors, and, they're producing high horsepower and able to turn, 92, 93, 94, and we're struggling. I mean, hell, at Port Royal, if I'm putting a, 555 in and we're only turning 8100, there's an issue.
Well, and not only that, but you're also dealing with a guy who's pretty fresh back in it. He's having to relearn the car every corner, in my opinion. Different tires, different cams, the whole different shocks, literally. I think he wanted oil shocks after first getting in the car, really. I mean, nobody's done that in a while. So you're having to a driver relearn with a situation that isn't necessarily prime. It's not a prime composite innovation body. I think that's where y'all went wrong the first time. That would have saved y'all's entire operation if you would have had the prime, carbon fiber body, but you didn't. I gotta laugh on the show. I was just kidding. Don't get mad.
I know we got good bodies from Bill at 717 Innovations. Built some of the best in the world. He actually built the molds for Prime Composite when he sold part of his company to Clyde, and they're both great products. They're both great bodies. Clyde,
they just won the King's Royal. Prime won the King's Royal with Macquarie, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, they're both, they're great bodies, and they build a competitive piece. They're lightweight and they hold up, and, damn near indestructible.
I was just kidding, for the record.
About what?
About the prime. That's why y'all sucked. I was just kidding.
Yeah, no. I was just letting you know, though. Like I said, we run 717 Innovations made out of here in Central PA, and he's one of the best in the business of building bodies and molds and creating. He's part of some of the newest designs that have come out. Is thanks to that man there. So.
I'll tell you what, you got some race cars there that look pretty nice. I think that all the money, if people want to see Tyler Walker in PA, the money should be going to you. And maybe
so a lot of people said that to me. They said, "Well, why didn't Ron just bring a motor to your program and race your cars?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know if they're up to par, but I mean, the one we ran out of Eldora would have been a good motor for here in PA Speed Week. It would
not a motor, a car, because you don't have the motors. That's why you ain't running your car. I'm just saying, all the money that could go towards a good PA operation for Tyler Walker to run. You got a really good car. All it needs is some money. All it needs is some money for a motor. I mean, it sounds like potentially the T-shirt sales were pretty good. About a 410 with some of that stuff, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's what paid the motor bill to go pick up the one motor. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So why is PA Tyler Walker not trying to get in the 15? That should be the deal right now. That's what I think.
He's got other bigger opportunities available, and like I said, if I can't do it 100%, I don't want to put a car out on the track at all. I have 2 new cars. Well,
hold on. What do you need for your car to be 100%? What do you need?
Just motors. Truck's right there. I got a 53-foot Featherlight trailer. That's there. I got everything. I've been literally building. Even though we're not racing, I still build my team. I still buy the newest, latest, and greatest trick products. I get everything best of the best for my car. But like I said, if the motor's not there, I'm not going to put some turd in my car and go race.
Right. So if somebody wants to
I could go buy a DB or a 285 or an old 270 or a Dash 12 and say I can go run Lincoln and Baps, or maybe Path Valley. But I'm not going to do that.
So if people want to support your effort, how do they get in contact with you? Is there any Andrew Bookter Racing or what is there?
We have Bookter Motorsports page on Twitter and Facebook.
And that's BOUGHTER?
Yes.
So bot, it's like bot, but ER. Motorsports?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, do you think if we could put some bullets under the hoods of the car that Tyler Walker can run it in PA?
No, Tyler probably would run the car, but like I said, he's got some other big opportunities.
Well, he ain't got a crew chief and a fucking car guy. I mean, he's got those right there with you. And he's got Liv. So, I mean, y'all are just home running it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, if we could keep Tommy off these beers over here. We can keep Tommy off the beers and keep shining the car, and like I said, have Brian on beers.
I'm thinking this is it. This is the solution.
There's a lot more that comes to a sprint car team than just those two guys. You know what I mean? To do it actually right, we were down on manpower, and I'm not trying to put these guys down, but to do a team right, you have to have a crew chief, car chief. You have to have a guy, tire specialist. You know what I mean? That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
So, and not having a tire guy out there at Eldora or all of Speed Week, we did have Ben Whitman, a former Logan Shore tire guy, working on our tires. He did a great job while he was with us. But, for Speed Week, so I knew that I didn't have to worry about it then. But like out at Eldora, I kept having to check. I'm trying to focus on making sure the car's right and watching the track and watching lap times and seeing where guys are running and, what we need to do. And then we're also worrying about tires. I shouldn't have to do that.
Right. No.
Stress.
So you're saying you'd need more than just a motor. I think we could pull maybe $85K in support of your team to get Tyler in your vehicle. But if you're saying it's more than that, I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah. No, I actually have a really good tire guy on my car. But he, since we stopped racing, he actually works on the Tron 39 car now, which they're actually parked for the moment. They're searching for drivers. I think they have. Why don't
we put Tyler Walker in the Tron car? I feel like you, as a crew, car chief of the 39, with maybe Kevin Fry in there, like with you, and then Tommy, and then Tyler. Kevin's a bad motherfucker. I don't want Kevin Fry to be gone. But why isn't that being talked? Where like Tyler comes runs the fucking Tron car? That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Maybe that'll happen. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen. But like I said, Kevin knows his stuff. He builds a nice quality piece.
Yeah, Kevin should be car chief and crew chief. Y'all should be like co-guys on it.
Oh, like when I go and work on their car and help those guys out, Kevin and I get along great. Kevin and my dad actually worked together back on the Pete Pasta Pack 25 car, and they got along great. They had a lot of wins together while working together with Pittman and Henderson and a few other drivers.
That would be nice. That would be nice. That's a great. If there's any driver to save the Tron car and any car to save Tyler Walker, that Tron 39 seems like the perfect match. I'm just saying. That sounds pretty good.
I think so, too. I think that would be definitely a possibility.
A nice ring to it.
Yeah, it has a nice ring.
It does. It does. And I'm just saying, like, he's got this 40 car deal, but he ain't got Andrew and Tommy. He ain't got Kevin. He ain't got Kevin Fry.
I pick the mud.
He ain't got Kevin Fry. We'll put some I'll try to talk Bitcoin back into the sport. We'll get some Bitcoin Muppets right. The ride's already wrapped halfway. I mean, we could.
Yeah, well, the one thing is, I know Trent would pay me if I took the car to him.
Oh my God. Oh my! I did not say this. Oh, Andrew, you're finally coming out your shell. You are a turtle in the half shell. I'm gonna call you a Ninja Turtle after this. You're a turtle in the half shell. Oh my!
Well, like I said, yeah, wouldn't have to worry about waiting on money or if I'm ever gonna get paid.
That's true.
You gotta have money to pay money. So, and if you don't have it, you don't race.
Tyler Walker to the Tron car sounds like a combination. That does sound like a combination.
They do have nice equipment. They've got Ferngil. They've got brand new Maxims. They got nice rider racing engines. They've got the best of the best Smith titanium on all their cars.
The two things they don't got though is Andrew and Tommy. I feel like that's the missing piece with Tyler. I'm just saying.
Shit, I ain't nothing without Brian.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot Brian, the sloth back there. Hold on. Hey, come here. Where's he at?
Oh, geez. But no. What I was getting at was we do actually have a really good tire guy. If we get back racing, he'd come right back on board, and he helps my dad out on his car as well. But he does the tires on the Tron car, and that's Donnie. He's a really good guy. He knows his shit, and you don't have to ask him. He says, what do you want? And it goes from there. Like, tell him what air, and he grooves them up and sipes them and mounts and balances them and everything. So a lot of guys in the race sprint car world, like locally anyway, don't balance the wheels anymore. But with these Hoosier tires, it's amazing when you balance the wheel. How much weight you have.
Sammy Swindell told me that. That was like one of the first. He's like, "You want the trick?" Like, what's the trick? He said, "Balance the tires."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes a huge difference.
Or balance the wheel. Sorry. Once you actually mount the tire in the wheel, balance it after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So everyone's got a wheel balancer in their trailer, but I haven't seen anyone with weights on.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but has anybody tried the ceramic bead yet?
No, I don't know if anyone in the sprint car world has tried the ceramic bead.
What about? Hold on, Tommy. What about the ceramic coating?
Oh, I did that on the freaking Bitcoin car.
Did it work? For that D main, it worked.
It did work. It did
work as far as he was all excited. Just kind of random topics.
Ceramic coating makes it like glass. It's unbelievable to describe it.
Oh, yeah. I clay barred it first, and then I ceramic coated it.
Oh, a guy I know, he used to ceramic coat haulers in the sprint car world.
Make still feel, but it's not paint. So paint would be different. This is
it's a coat. Yeah.
Yeah, gel coat, black gel coat.
Yeah.
But you thought it made a difference, Andrew?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, no different than just spraying the car down with mud off or WD-40.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it did.
So I mean, you got to realize, like, they've proven it with airplanes, and these wings are just upside down plane wings.
Yeah, you kind of want some drag in a way.
Yeah, so, but, it does cut through the air quicker.
When it's clean, when it's first cleans.
Yeah, but that all ends after a lap or two anyway.
Yeah, we're done.
So the mud was sticking on it, Tommy. You're saying it didn't work out.
It didn't work out good. So.
Okay. Anything else y'all want to say?
What's that?
I was just gonna say, is there anything else y'all? I don't want to keep you up till 4 in the morning. We can. I mean, if you want to keep going, I mean. I'm trying to be respectful of Liv. I don't want to get, Jack the
All right.
Ripper.
No, I just wanted to clear the air with everything. Get
Me and Brian will be in the hall here in a second.
I'm going home. I'm 2 minutes down the road.
Oh God. Continue, Andrew. You're the adult here.
Okay.
Calm down.
Yeah.
You're the non-drunk. You don't drink. You really don't drink. So you're the adult here.
But like I said, just wanted to clear the air on everything. There was no reason for anything to be posted on the internet yesterday, and the bad mouthing, and smashing us, and there's no reason for that. So that things just weren't handled properly, and that's all there is to it. Until you learn how to run a 410 operation and do it correctly and not embarrass the sprint car community, don't do it at all.
Yeah, because that was a huge embarrassment for the sprint car world. A lot of new people with this Bitcoin deal are instantly tuned off. They were tuned in for the cars and the racing, but because of this, it's over. It's horrible. Yep. That's horrible. That's really bad. Yeah. But anyways, okay. Well, I want to thank you for your time. I want to send you to bed. I don't want Liv once again to Jack to Ripper me. Is there anything Tommy wants to say, or should we not say that? I feel like we may be here 45
Probably
minutes.
Not. You air all your different.
Yeah, I'm ready to go home.
Okay.
I got like an hour and a half ride home.
Okay.
But
thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, because Tommy was pretty hyped up about this. He wanted to air everything out, and
I think I aired everything out in my first couple of breaths.
I missed all that. I was on the phone out there.
Well, and Andrew, I know you're serious and you don't fuck around. So for you to be on here is probably the biggest risk of anyone. But I also
it took a lot. I was almost not going to come do it. Yeah, I was almost not going to come do it. There's talked to a lot of people, but then they said, there's a lot that said do it and blow his spot up and put his shit out on air, and that way maybe he won't do it to the sprint car community anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I had lawyers advising me not to get in it, Chaz. He's not talking bad of you. And when they said that, I was like, yeah, he's probably not talking bad of me because I know his crew members, and if I give him a platform to say what they think, that could hurt what he's doing. So that's why I put y'all here, because yeah, he didn't say anything bad about me. He will now, maybe. But he didn't say nothing bad about me in his posts because he knows I have a platform that if I gave to y'all could rival what he's saying. So that's what I was attempting to do here. I wasn't trying to really take Ron down. But if the facts take Ron down, then that's the facts. The truth will always reign supreme.
Yeah, well, like I said, we did Saturday. We didn't get the race. That was partly because the owner left. If the owner would have backed up his driver and crew and made sure that the deal went through smoothly, we would have been racing the Kings Royal Saturday night. But
the owner needs to be a leader.
He left us high and dry, and
the problem with owners now in today's world, both in business and in racing, they try to be a boss more than a leader. Period.
Yeah,
he was neither.
Yeah,
he was neither.
Yeah,
neither.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well,
let's see what happens in the Rutherford Motorsports camp, and if he changes his ways and acts better and pays the money that he owes throughout the racing community, or if he puts his tail between his legs and hide. We'll see, because as of yesterday, he was going to be beating Brian up, so we'll see if that happens.
Get his video. Hold on. Save the video for the documentary. We don't want to fuck anything up, right?
I don't know how to fight, guys. Don't worry. I'll run. Put my tail between my leg and try to rip off the puppet.
Oh God! You could have plenty of puppets. You could have plenty of puppets on you, Brian, if you were nice to him. It could be a guy or a girl puppet. Hold on, Brian. It could be a guy or a girl puppet. I don't know which gender, but I mean, they could be nice. I
prefer the girl.
I gotta talk nice about them because they might be our next sponsor.
Everybody has their own preference, and I mean, I prefer the chick puppet. My opinion, a dude should not stick another dude's Peter in his mouth.
I don't agree with that either, but hey, man, life is about choices, not demands.
Absolutely, that's why I said everybody has their own opinion.
Right. Okay, well, thank you.
I don't judge nobody.
Thank you, Andrew.
Well, anyway, Chaz, I wish we could have got to the point in a sooner time, and like I said,
I think it's very important that people know who you are.
That you put in the work and the effort and not get paid, it just sucks.
Well, like I said, apparently I was rumored to make 5,000. I've got $700 for hotel rooms, which they were like $340 a night. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Bitcoin guy said it to me good on Saturday. Everyone's getting fucked, and that's kind of what happened here. Everyone is getting fucked except one person who's not getting fucked. And if you don't lead correctly to take care of your warriors, the warriors talk. And that's how rebellion is always created. When you're not leading things correctly, you get overthrown. Period. And that's basically what I think there. Well, they did hang up, I think, actually. Or we lost their connection with the phone there. I feel like we are repeating ourselves a little bit. I think everyone kind of understands where they came from, what they mean there. Sorry, we're in a hotel room trying to put this together. But yeah, so that's the other side of the story. Do I have opinions on it? Yes, I do. Did Ron Rutherford want to express his opinions on the show tonight? Yes, he did, but he already expressed his opinions. Did he not, Brett? Did he not, Mark? Live viewing audience, everyone here saw the post. Ron's side of the story is out there. We don't have to find that out. We were here to find the other side that hasn't been posting on Facebook and putting a story to everybody. So there's the other side of the story. Where do I sit? Once again, I got opinions, but we'll save them for another time. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, tuning in. This two-part special is about 5 hours long. I did not expect that, but that's sometimes what just happens. Anyways, thank you, Tyler Walker, for being involved in all this. We're here for your story, your progression. Maybe it's in the Andrew Buchter car. If the money that was given to this was given to that, who knows where we would be in the sprint car racing world of Pennsylvania. The PA Posse, the largest fan base that I know of. You have two sides now that you have heard. I'm not here to tell you which one's right, but please be smart and listen and have your own opinion what you think happened. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Andrew, Tommy, Brian. I know it's scary. Say thank you, Brian, for being there. He had his opinions. Ron Rutherford for making this happen, and Tyler Walker for being the centerpiece of everything you see in front of yourself right now. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, share, and as always, be sure to comment because it's what you think. More so than what I do. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning. As long as we make the show, we can be the best. So